Well, they're very balanced. That's the first thing that jumps out at you. They're not a one-dimensional attack. Kendall Hunter's an outstanding player. Do a really nice job up front and blocking and climbing on the second level and getting him the ball in space and doing a nice job with him. They've got some good complements along with what he does. You can't outnumber the box. Then you got to deal with Blackman on the outside, and obviously Whedon is having a tremendous year. So they're very talented in areas that give you some problems defensively. It'll be our fifth, top 15, top 20 ranked offense we've played this year, and they're certainly as good or better than anybody we have faced thus far this season.
Hunter in particular, I think one of his best earlier games, a game that kind of made everybody take notice a little bit, was here.
Yep, 2008. And a lot of the same issues. You got Des Bryant outside. Zach Robinson's very accurate. You had Kendall Hunter in the backfield. Pettigrew was at tight end. I mean, they had a little different blocking surfaces as far as what they are now, but a lot of the same issues you deal with when you play an offense like this. Oh, it's tremendous regardless of Shockey, which is very disappointing for Shockey's being a senior and getting hurt. That's a tough deal. But Aaron's a really good football player for us. We're excited to get him back. He's a playmaker. We need to have some guys make some plays in the throwing game on the back end in this game. It's going to be huge for us.
Coach, you always make such a point of saying you want teams to be one-dimensional. I mean, K-State was almost one-dimensional by choice, and
Yeah.
still were able to do what they wanted.
Yeah.
Looking back on it, do you know what happened there?
Well, again, I don't think you ever put your finger on one thing and say this is what happened. We outnumbered them in the box. We had as many as we could get down there, and we just got to fit the runs a little better and tackle a little better in some situations. We're in some tough situations in the game, but we've got to answer the call, and that's the bottom line. So, that's the way the game happened, and you go back and look schematically at some things you could have changed here and there, but we just got to force field goals in a lot of those situations.
Everyone's talking about how well the practices have been going. Are you not seeing that translate over the games, and why do you think that is?
I don't know. I do feel like we've prepared well. I think the players have done a nice job in the meetings and carrying it over to the practice field, and our walkthroughs and our preparation on to game day. I don't sense that we are not preparing the right way, and that's something that we've discussed as a staff and what we need to do to have our players more tuned in, more focused to start the game especially. Well, he attacks the ball. That's the first thing that jumps out at you on tape. I mean, as far as the jump balls down the field, he's a very physical player. He wants the ball thrown to him. He attacks the ball in the air. But he's got run after the catch. He's a bigger receiver. They list him at 6'1". He plays 6'3". I mean, he is a big young man. And, he's a guy that really goes after the ball. He does not drop the ball. So when the ball is thrown in his direction, regardless if it's vertical down the field or in the short intermediate passing range, he is very effective run after the catch.
You talk a lot about what the players aren't doing. Is there one particular player or something on defense you're really seeing what you like that's trying every play?
Well, I think the effort's there. Anybody that says that, I disagree with that. It's easy after a loss to say, well, I didn't play hard. That's the cop out. So I think that we just need to push forward with what we're doing. And, again, Sam Macho's having a great year. I think we've gotten great production out of Emmanuel and Keenan inside. We just need more productive play in other spots defensively. And it's not really productive. It's more consistent play defensively right now. That really has been the microcosm of our season has just been consistency and performance. I mean, there's some positive things that have happened when you're, and I'm not a big stat guy and I could really care less, but as far as total defense is concerned, you're giving up about 260 yards a game. There's a lot of positives in that, but we haven't played well situationally. As far as some big plays we've given up in some games, haven't always played the runs as well as we would have liked at times. But I just think that it's more consistent play of different spots of what we're doing right now has been the frustrating part.
That's kind of what some of your guys said, is that it's been frustrating to watch film afterwards because it's not what the other team is doing. It's that just little mistakes they're making.
Right. Well, again, that's always what I always just talk about. Take care of Texas, and if we do that, we're going to be fine. And that's right now. I don't know that we're doing that consistently as an entire team, and we've put ourselves, in a hole in some situations, and it's tough to dig out of it where we are. Well, I think that, again, I'd love to wrap it up in a little present and say it's one thing. Again, I think it's a broad scope of things, different games, whether it be the run game, whether it be third down in some situations. We were good on third down the other night. We weren't good on the run down. I mean, it's just there's not a thing that you put your finger on and say this is what it is. I just think consistently play better across the board, prepare the players better across the board, in my opinion, and for my job, and that's what I plan on doing.
Is the Oklahoma State offense reminiscent of Tech at all, given Dana's experience there?
No, Dana is a guy that I think does an outstanding job. Really, is committed to running the football, and obviously he's going to get the ball in his playmakers. And Kendall Hunter's as good a playmaker there is in college football, so he's going to make sure he touches the ball a lot, and so that's been a little bit more favored in the run game as opposed to maybe when you play Tech. They're going to have a huge emphasis in running the football, running versus certain looks, and they're very effective doing it. They're doing it at a high level.
You don't seem like someone that would, but do you call on anybody in a season like this? Do you talk to Kirby? Do you get any advice from any of your other coaches?
Not really.
How has Terry developed this year?
Good. He's done a nice job. He came in the other night and was called on to play well, and he did. And very pleased with his production. He's going to be a really good player, and he's very smart, talented. Just got to get in the weight room a little bit there and beef his body up a little bit and just continue to mature. But very pleased with his progress and where he is right now. He's very far ahead of schedule for a freshman defensive back.
All set?
Thank y'all.